What do Zillow Stock and being beautifully diversified have to do with one another? Hey, I'm Kaleb Paddock, founder of 10 Talents Financial Planning, and today is Wednesday, November 3rd, and Zillow Stock is in a free fall. They've recently announced some big changes to what they were doing in buying homes, flipping them, trying to do the old flipperoo, buy homes, fix them up, or hold them for a few months and flip them. And it's not working out so well. Back earlier in 2021, the stock hit nearly $200 a share, 197, 198, and is now down below $70 a share today, Wednesday, November 3rd. That's about nearly 70%, 70% drop, if you're keeping score, from the all-time high. And what I want to talk about today is the risk that is inherent in owning single stocks, especially if you work at Zillow. This is typically biggest if you're an individual stock trader or if you work at the company, right? You're probably watching this, don't own a ton, like thousands and thousands of shares of Zillow, unless you work at Zillow. And oftentimes the tendency is to think my company is not going to 200, we're going to 2,000, we're going to 10,000, we're going to take over the world. And while that may be true, I don't know where Zillow is going to go from here in the next year, 2 years, 10 years, and they could make a really big turnaround, and that's possible. The difference between owning a single stock and placing all your hope and faith in that versus a beautifully diversified portfolio is this. I am confident that I own, personally, Kaleb owns Zillow stock in my total US stock market fund, because my total US stock market fund has like 3,600 companies in it. Zillow, I would presume, is in there because it's one of the 3,600. Do I care? Have I noticed, or am I worried that Zillow could continue to free fall, perhaps go to zero, which would be crazy? But am I worried about that? Is this even materially affect me? If 5, 10, 20, 30, 50 companies do the same thing as Zillow tomorrow, am I worried? Nope, because then I'd have 3,550 companies in that total US stock market fund instead of 3,600. I don't even think that would be noticeable in the performance. But you could say, Kaleb, they went out of business. They're in a free fall. Look at all these companies, 70% down. Wouldn't you be worried? Should you sell? No, because I'm beautifully diversified, not just within that one fund, but across many different asset classes. So this is the difference between kind of crossing your fingers and hoping that your company will hit a 10x, 100x multiple. It could, and you may want to hold on to shares for that reason, but it's much more prudent and much wiser to become beautifully diversified over time, so that when something like this happens to your company and you didn't expect it, you thought we're on the cutting edge, this will never happen to my company. If it does, right? We don't know the future. Being beautifully diversified is going to pay off either way to be able to have that peace of mind and accomplish and reach your personal goals through a disciplined process. So if you're following Zillow today, that is what I have on my mind in terms of what's going on with Zillow. And it just made me think of this connection between the difference of being beautifully diversified and owning that single position. So I hope that's helpful for you today. If you work at Zillow, I'd love to hear from you and hear your thoughts. If you've seen this crater and what you're thinking right now, is this affecting you, or are you just kind of shrugging it off? So again, I'm Kaleb Paddock, founder of 10 Talents Financial Planning. Thanks for tuning in today.